everyone, it's Suzanne from the papervariety.blogspot.com, and today we're going to be making a holiday easel card that follows our current challenge. I thought I'd start by showing you an easel card that I've already made. It helps me to kind of see the finished product. If you've never made an easel card before, this is what it's going to look like. When it folds flat, it measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, a standard size card that'll fit in a regular envelope. And then instead of opening forward, it flips up and then can be displayed like this. So to make this card, and here's how you can see it from the side, you're going to need two pieces. One is going to be your card base, and then one's going to be your card front. For your card base, you want to cut a piece of neutral cardstock at 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, and you're going to score in half lengthwise, and then flip this forward this way. And then what's going to happen is this is going to be your base that's going to display like this. Okay, and then you want another piece that's going to be your card front, and that's going to measure your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that's going to be adhered to this piece here and then allow it to stand. Okay, so we're going to go over to our Cricut and cut our pieces that we're going to need for our card front, and then also the piece at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to be using our Creative Critter cartridge, and I'm going to be cutting out the terrier on page 34. This cute little doggy. We're going to be making a Christmas card for our vet today, and also delivering a few little goodies for the holiday. I have black cardstock for the bottom layer here. We're going to cut it at 3 1/4. So let's find our terrier. There he is. And hit cut. Okay, we're going to cut the next layer in the light brown, layer 1, repeat last, cut. I think this little doggy is so cute. He goes along with our Paper Variety Challenge this week of photo inspiration. There's an adorable little Labrador puppy with a Santa hat sleeping on our blog, and you need to use that photo for inspiration. So you can make a dog project, a Santa hat project, or even a color, draw from the colors. He's like a golden brown, wearing a red hat and has like a white background. Okay, so for the lighter layer, we're going to do layer 2, repeat last, and cut. And so we're going to cut the little puppy from Creative Critter, and then I used my Sure Cuts a Lot to do the Santa hat. I'm sure there are many cartridges that have one on, but believe it or not, I do not have. We're going to be using the dog bone here to hold our holiday sentiment, and I measured it, and I know I want it to be exactly 1 1/2 inches. So I changed my dials down to 1 1/2. I want real dial size. I want to make sure it's going to fit. I'm going to hit Shift, Layer 3, and Terrier. It's on the top layer, so you want to hit Shift. Should show me the bone there, and I'm going to go ahead and press Cut. So this is going to be for our sentiment that's going to go on the bottom of our card. Perfect. Now we're going to move over here, and I'm going to go to my computer and cut out the hat and the bottom of the Santa hat. Here's our terrier all cut out and put together. The Creative Critter is very easy to layer. And then the Santa hat that I cut from Sure Cuts a Lot separately, and I'll have that file for you on Paper Variety if you'd like it as well. You can always print it out and piece it together yourself if you don't have Cricut or the program. You could still use the pattern to make your own. And then this is our card front, which was measured at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and swapping it out for a piece of green paper that I already matted my pattern paper onto. The green is still 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then the pattern paper is a 1/2 inch smaller. And then I use the cheater method Pink Stamper uses to fold over and tape the ribbon to the pattern paper. And then I have another piece of ribbon here that I'm going to attempt to try to tie a bow. Okay, so I have our bow tied there with a satin ribbon, and then I'm going to add our little terrier to the top right part of the card. Put all his little pieces down. I'm going to put him like this, because the Santa hat has to fit on there too. Like that. And for the Santa hat, you could add as much detail as you wanted. You could use spun flock or some other kind of 3D white embellishment there. We'll just leave him plain for now. Oh, isn't he cute? And for this piece down here, we're going to use Echo Park's Everybody Loves Christmas, and I love their mini alphas. And I think we're going to use we'll go with the green. And it's going to say, for you. Oh no, I was going to use the red because I already used the number 4 in the green. For you. And we're going to put 4 and then you. Why? Stick that on there. I'm out of the O's, so we'll be using the 0. You. Lately, these tiny type alphas are my favorite for longer titles and little accent words. Whoops. For you. Oh, isn't he so cute? Okay, so now I have my card base, which remember was measured at 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. We folded it in half and then back, and this is going to make our easel card stand like this. So you want to put adhesive on this, whoops, sorry about that, this top flap. And then when you put your card front on, and you should build and embellish this first before you put this on because it'll be hard to work with, you want to just line it up as if this was going into the envelope. So line that up. You can always do a little bit of trimming so the white doesn't show. Like this. Put that down. So it's flat, and then this will open and then stand like this. So work on that second part. And sometimes, as this is the back of the card, I even add a piece of tape here just to reinforce it, because with the ribbon and the thicker die cut, it's pretty top heavy. So I usually put a little piece of tape there just to secure it. Okay, so now we're going to work on the bottom part. And if you look at our finished easel card that I showed you at the beginning, so you can see where we're going with this, you need to have a little something at the bottom, and it pops up so the card catches on it and stays propped up like that. So for this card, I have the same piece of green cut at 2 inches by 4 1/4, so it lays across the bottom. Then my pattern paper is a 1/2 inch smaller, so it's 1 3/4 by 4. And that layers there. And then our dog bone that we cut out from Created Critter, which I believe was 1 1/2 inches. I'll have to go back and look. I think it was 1 1/2 inches. And I cut that on white, and then I lightly inked it with my brown ink pad. And this is from Walmart in the dollar section, Walnut. I just use that mainly for my inking because it gets kind of roughed up when you're doing a lot of cardstock and things like that. So ink those edges so it would stand out a little bit more, and adhere that down. So cute. And then I have a Scrappy Mom stamp that says with appreciation, and then I use my Color Box Chestnut Roan ink, which I only use this for stamping sentiments. I use the other one for inking edges and things like that, distressing. So it says with appreciation. And we'll just get that lined up here. And this is a Scrappy Mom stamp set. It's their everyday sentiments. There we go. So the card, when it's finished, will say, for you with appreciation. Now before we put this on the bottom part of our card, we want to pop it up. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the edges and then the middle. And I'm just using a piece of fun foam. You can use Pop Dots, but I find that for these easel cards, the thicker pieces work best. And then we're going to put adhesive on this. Oh, I was going to say, I thought I ran out right at the end here. I might have, but this is the last step. And then you want to just flip this up for a second. And then that bottom piece goes flush at the bottom. And you want to have that popped up so it has a catcher. So here's our card when it's closed. And then when it's open, it can be displayed like that. And then this is the view from the side. So there's our finished easel card using Create a Critter for you with appreciation, and it fits the Paper Varieties Photo Inspiration Challenge this week. So head over to the blog to see all the details on the challenge and more details on this card.